Hi everyone. Um, I haven't been in a Filofax in a really long time. I think it was 2013. Um, but at the end of the year, I kind of try everything I have to see what works because I think different things work in different situations. I hadn't planned on trying this. This is a vintage Portland Grand. My favorite binder is my Portland in brown because the leather is just amazing. And I don't know if I like that leather better because it's used more and so it has more of a sheen, or the leather, the brown and black um, leather is just inherently different. I don't really know. But the reason that I'm using this is because the Portland Grand has 30mm rings. And I needed the space. What happened with this is I sat down and thought about what I really needed. What would be the perfect set of inserts? What would include everything I need and work for me? And I wrote down some criteria that I rewrote here. I think it pays to do that. So you're not buying something that's almost right or right in some parts and wrong in others, or not quite right at all. Or, I think that everybody has a style of planning that works for them just naturally. Um, from the size of the binder to where things are laid out on the page to whether it's blank or grid or lined, whether it's dated or not, whether there's a lot of space to fill or just do you know what I'm saying? That I think that everybody has, I think that you can accommodate different setups. And I think but I think that it pays to sit down and write what you would really like. And maybe there's something out there, maybe there's something you can make, maybe you'll always have to adjust. But my list was I wanted them to be printed. I haven't had a lot of success with printing, and even when I have, it required multiple attempts. I can't really reliably print on the kind of paper I like. I don't have a very good paper cutter. I mean, there's just like a lot of things that always made it a hassle for me. I wanted it dated because what started this was I missed 2 appointments, and I never missed anything in a Hobonichi because I had an entire dated year in one place, and all I had to do was flip wherever it was, whatever date it was, be it the day after, the next day, or December 31st. Everything was all in here. I wanted to be able to get a full year um, in one place. I was going to try for rings, but if I couldn't find anything that worked for me, I was really going to go back to the Hobonichi. I wanted a grid layout. I didn't really want blank or a lot of blanks. I didn't want lines at all. Before I got these inserts, I had, I don't know if I have any of the pages in here. Yeah, I had some blank pages that I use, and I just put a grid kind of guide under it, which I think I probably could have made work, but I would have had to predate them. So I wanted a 24-hour clock in a layout, and I really thought that the only way it would work to get a whole year of dated pages in a ring binder was for it to be Tomoe River paper. So my criteria was that it was already printed, that it was already dated, that it was a full year with a grid, a 24-hour clock, and Tomoe River paper. And that left me with only one brand, and that was the Raymay Davinci brand, because they do inserts on Tomoe River paper. As far as I know, they are the only company that does, and they're out of Japan, so that complicates things a little bit. I went directly to their website. Since I have Chrome, Chrome does a translation. I was able to find the inserts that I wanted, and I ordered them. So I'm going to show you pictures, so if you're interested, you can seek them out. These are 2 days per page. I went back and forth about getting weeks. Oh, because the other thing I wanted to do was a layout like I used to do on my Malden, which was months, weeks, and day pages. And I had all of that in the Hobonichi binders, but because they were layouted as month pages, then week pages, then day pages, I never used the week pages. I eventually started using the month pages, but I didn't reliably look at them, so they weren't really going to help me with future appointments. And so my preference was going to be rings because of that. So these are the ones I found. And I'm just going to show you the numbers and the cover of the inserts, so if you're looking for them, you can match them. Alright, so this was a whole year of those. And I also ordered these daily pages, which are actually really nice. They're the grid that I wanted. This is a 24-hour clock, and then there's space to write in what you want in a lot of ways. I mean, you could do these tick boxes, you could just do the grid. I don't really differentiate. And these start in December, and I believe end in January. I'm not really sure. But they are over. Maybe they ended March. I mean, they were over a year. And the third one I got was these monthly inserts. And they are the vertical months. They're really nice. They went to they might have gone to March or April. So, and these are not Tomoe River paper. These are a heavier paper. It doesn't really quite seem like cardstock to me, so it's nice and thin. And there's some really good features of this that I'm going to show you. I'm not going to walk through, every insert page. I posted a couple of pictures yesterday, and so many people were interested in a better look at these and also how to get them, that I'm just going to show how I have them set up. All right, so the months, and they all actually have a year on a page. These are the 2 days per page, and they started December 1st. They also have a small compressed timed section, and my plan is to put daily pages in here. Now, I don't know whether I'm going to need both these and the dailies, or maybe I will switch back and forth and use the, I'm not really sure. I think that I'm going to need these when I need extra space, so I'm not 100% sure I'm going to leave these in here, but I wanted to have everything that I thought I could possibly need at the beginning of the year, and not have to like faff around about it, not have to make my own, not have to add some later when I already was having trouble. I really just was trying to get everything in one shot. Also to save on shipping, because I did buy this from Japan. So while I was waiting for them, and it took forever, partly because I don't think any of the companies stock these, but they are all willing to order them. So there was a 4 to 5 day delay while these were ordered for me and then sent to me. And it's Christmas, so I mean, I ordered these on the 7th. I didn't get them till the 21st, which is crazy for EMS. So these are the daily pages. And dated. And here's my 24-hour clock. I use it to track symptoms, which is why I needed a 24-hour clock. They're really nice. Tomo River paper is delicate, and I'm also going to get, which I should have gotten, but for some reason they're not really easily available to the US, page reinforcements, because it's certainly possible to yank it just a little bit too much. I made myself a washi tree. So I made a Christmas tree out of like washi paper that I already had around. Obviously the colors could have been a little bit better, but I was really just trying to use what I had and not make a big art project about it. So that's going to be in there on the 25th. So I have my daily pages in between these 2 days per page, and let me just find the months, because the months are really, I really like them. Alright, I need to find the end of January actually. So this is the second half of January. What these have, they're top tabbed, very small numbers from January's 1, February's 2, and so on, and it goes all the way to March of 2017. So it doesn't just, cut you off on December 31st, and it even gives you more than the Hobonichi, which starts in December. I think gives you January as a month. These are not gridded, but they have a pretty good amount of space. I'm going to try to use this like I used my year on a page when I was in my Malden, which is to sort of archive important dates so I can easily find them. If I make a big purchase, I just bought a computer, so that's helpful for warranty stuff, and if someone I know passes away, I'll write it in here. I also do, like, if there's I don't know, if I'm sick for an extended period of time, or I have to be on steroids for my asthma, vet care, when I had my physical, any lab work, any big purchases that I'm going to need to remember when I got them, things like that. But I mean, you could certainly use it for anything else. I also would highlight vacations and things like that I took, but I really don't take a lot. I mean, if I go away for 2 weekends a year, that's a lot. And so they're all tabbed. These are a little bit these are not Hobonichi paper. They are like more a heavy paper, and I think they feel, I don't think they're laminated. So, these could certainly get bendy. But, the whole setup, I mean, the Tomoe River paper is a little delicate. So, I think you have to be a little careful anyway. These don't stick out in any way, which is really good. At the edge, they're... I'm going to try to show you what I'm talking about, but I'm probably not being really clear. See, this tab is on the left, and then it's blank here, so you can see the rest of the tabs. But as the months go along, you end up with full all the way across. So they're sort of reinforced by the fact that this top part gets longer each time. I don't know if I'm making sense. The other thing that I got was Raymay Davinci makes archive binders, which are really a hard, is it plastic? I'm not sure what it is. It feels like a, kind of like a maybe standard notebook cover. It's hard. It's, it's pretty rigid actually. It's not really flexible. It has a 20mm ring binder mechanism and 2 pockets. And this is the information. And then this was on there too. And this came in a set of 2. So you're not only buying just one binder, you're actually buying 2. You could certainly, see, they're called refill files. Where you going, baby? Lay down, honey. Good boy. Good boy. So you can, certainly keep your, extra pages in here. I'm going to use this for archive because one of my main problems with ring binders was that I I don't archive. I don't archive well, or I don't archive at all. And I feel like buying these ahead of time will give me a place, a dedicated archive space, so that if I want to take any of the pages out, I have a place to put them instead of putting them in a desk or standing them up in a file or doing, because they just ended up all over the place. And while I always meant to archive, I always ended up getting overwhelmed with the amount of individual pages and throwing them away. So I'm going to put some information about where I got these in the information box. Um, they aren't available dated in the US. There are a limited selection of pages available at Jet Pens, but most of them are the note type paper, either lined or blank, things like that. And the calendar pages that are available are undated. So, and pretty free. I mean, they're not really gridded. They're sort of like a week per page and things like that, but they're really blank. So, yeah. Now, somebody asked me, I think Josh asked me if I could get a whole year in this. What I have in here is the monthly inserts, the 2 days per page insert, both for the whole year, and the daily pages through January. And I still have a lot of room. I'm not sure I have enough room. Did I bring them up here? What did I do with them? I'm not sure I have enough room for the entire rest of the year. I mean, it looks pretty doubtful. They also come packaged really nice. The day per page inserts came in this hard plastic had its own box. So I think probably what I will do is put these in on a monthly basis. So I've got January's in here, and towards the end of January I will put February's pages in, and see how that goes. At some point something will have to be removed, and what I'm going to do is do my major planning on the daily pages. Use the 2 days per page as sort of overflow information and forward scheduling, and use the monthly as something I might need to go back to all year. I really like to do these after my setup is done and I've had more of a chance to show you how it's going. But I don't know, there were really a lot of people interested in these, so I wanted to show the pages, talk about what they are, talk about why I purchased them, and give you links. I'm going to put down the Raymay Davinci site. It's in Japanese. If you have Chrome, it'll translate. But it lists all of the diary inserts, all the note pages, all their accessories. So you can at least figure out if they have what they want, even though you can't really buy them there. But you can certainly make your own setup, or plan a setup using their site. So I guess that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate your subscriptions and your likes as always. And if I don't do another video before Christmas, have a Merry Christmas, everyone. There are 2 other things that I do need to do videos on. One I have right here, and it is a monthly calendar with a lot of note pages in the back. It's sort of similar to the layout of the weeks, I think, except it's a monthly pages, and it's the Disney princesses. But I did want to talk about this. The other one I want to talk about I don't have here, so if I don't get to those before Christmas, hope everybody has a wonderful holiday, and thank you so much for watching.